Hello, good morning friends, and welcome back to the next session of your economics class, and wish you a great day. Before I start with my class, I like just to revise what we have done in the last class. Last class we have started with a new topic, that is cost. If you remember, we have already completed your chapter of production, and we have started with a new chapter, that is cost. And I have also told you about the meaning of cost we have discussed. Then we were discussing the various types of cost. Now what is cost? Just I'll tell you. Cost is nothing but the expenditure made by the company or the firm in order to have produced the goods and services. So cost is a particular amount, or cost is the expenditure. Please remember, cost is nothing but an expenditure that the company makes for the production process or to produce goods and services. Now again we have discussed that cost is of various types, like money is one is money. We have already discussed money. What is money? Money is the remuneration of the factors of production which are paid in the form of money. Okay. For example, see, when I am hiring a land or I am hiring a building for my purpose or for my production purpose, I am paying rent. So rent is a form of money. Or I am hiring 100 laborers each day for my work. Then I am paying them wages. So that is known as money. Then we have talked about real cost. What is real cost? Real cost is the actual expenditure, or it is the entire amount of money involved in the production process. Now, what is the entire amount of money? Here we can calculate the expenses towards the labor, expenses for the production process, expenses that are involved in putting efforts so that the production process will go on. So that is our real cost. Then comes your economic cost, which we were discussing. Now what is economic cost? Economic cost is the total cost incurred by the firm to produce the goods and service. It is the total cost. Okay. Total cost incurred by the firm. Is it clear? Incurred by the firm. I get your point? So it is the total expenses or total cost incurred by the firm to produce the goods and services. Now let us go little bit more deep and try to discuss that what is this economic cost is all about. Now see, economic cost can be divided into again three types. One, we have explicit, okay, explicit, implicit, okay, and the last one is your normal profit. Normal profit. Okay. So your economic cost, please see in the board, the economic cost is what? It is the total cost incurred by the firm to produce the goods and commodities or goods and services. Now this economic cost can be discussed into three different types. One is the explicit, one is the implicit, and another is normal. Now what is explicit? Explicit cost is the cost which are where actual payments are made for purchasing of your factors of production, like your hiring of your resources. Suppose we say raw materials. Explicit cost is, for example, raw materials. Okay, what is explicit? Explicit cost is the actual payment made for the purchase of raw materials or resource. So here what we are trying to do? We are purchase of resources. Okay, so explicit cost is where we are trying to purchase the resources. It is a cost where we are incurring some amount of money to purchase the resources. What are the resources? Maybe materials, technology, etc. Now what is implicit cost? Implicit cost is that cost where the company is investing some amount of money or some amount of cost which are related to the factors of production and but left out. Okay, that means what? Implicit cost is the cost where we are calculating the factors of production, but sometimes this implicit cost is not calculated. Now for example, your capital. Capital. Investment on capital. Investment on capital can be an implicit cost, because here sometimes what happens, the entrepreneur or the person who is starting his own organization, sometimes he invests some money from his own side, like he is investing some money from his own capital. So what happens, these are not calculated when we are calculating the cost. So this is known as implicit. Implicit means something which is inside and hidden, which we are not knowing. But explicit cost is what cost? Explicit cost is the cost where we are expending, or we are doing some kind of expenditure for the purchase of resources. The purchase of resources could be your what? Resources could be your raw materials, or when you are getting some technology from outside. So that are explicit. Now come to normal profit. Normal profit means what? It is the minimum amount. Normal profit is the minimum amount. Minimum amount required to keep the production, process ongoing. Are you getting my point? So normal profit is the minimum. See, when we are talking about a production process, a minimum amount is required so that the production process should continue. Like some amount of balance or some minimum expenditure or minimum amount of investment is definitely required when we are talking about the production of goods or services. So that is known as the normal profit. Okay. So now you got the point. Economic cost is the total cost incurred by the company or firm. It can be divided into explicit, implicit and normal profit. When we are talking about explicit cost is the expenditure where the company invests some amount of money for purchasing of materials, raw materials. Then come to your implicit cost. Implicit cost means it is not calculated actually, but here what happens, sometimes the owner or sometimes the entrepreneur of the company spends from his own capital. Okay. That is the implicit cost. A normal profit means it is the minimum amount of money or investment required to keep on the production process ongoing. Okay. So some amount of expenditure, some amount of investment is definitely a minimum balance you have to maintain over there. So that is known as a normal profit. Is it clear? So we have covered your money as a cost, real cost, economic cost. Now let us discuss about the opportunity cost. Okay. Now let us discuss what is the opportunity cost. Are you getting my point? Now, what is opportunity cost? Opportunity means a chance. Okay. So here when we are discussing about opportunity cost, it is the cost of, you can just put it down, cost of best second alternative. Best second alternative. I get my point? So cost of best second alternative is known as your opportunity cost. Sometimes we have to forego a commodity for the sake of, like sometimes what happens, sometimes we have to forego a particular commodity, okay, particular commodity for the sake of other. Now please try to understand here what we are talking. We are talking about opportunity cost. Okay. Opportunity means cost of best second alternative, known as opportunity cost. Cost of second best alternative. Now sometimes what happens, we have to forego a particular commodity for the sake of other. Now I will give you an example here. Now example, say suppose this is a particular field. Okay. This is a particular piece of land where a farmer is interested to plow the field and produce some kind of crop. Now instead of rice, okay, Instead of rice, the farmer now is interested to produce wheat in the particular piece of land. Okay. Now why? Because he feels that the production, suppose rice could be grown here 40 bags, here wheat can be grown 60 bags. So what he feels is growing of wheat in this particular land is a better idea than growing of rice. That means what has happened? He is looking for the second best alternative. That means what? In the particular piece of land, the farmer makes a decision that instead of growing rice, which will fetch him only say 10,000, 20,000 rupees, he can now grow wheat which will fetch him 50,000 rupees profit. Or he can get more packets of wheat compared to rice. So what he decides is, he decides to produce wheat in the land instead of your rice. So this is how the opportunity cost is applicable, where we determine the second best alternative, and for that reason only we forgo. Forgo means we leave one commodity for the sake of other. That is only opportunity cost. Now this opportunity cost has various applications too. Okay. Now what is the application? It's very important to know that the opportunity cost that we are talking about is having various kind of applications. Now just write it down. Applications of opportunity cost. Okay. So application of, I told you opportunity cost means it is the cost of second best alternative is known as the opportunity cost. And opportunity cost is a very important cost, because here it helps us to take some very important decisions. Now what could be that? Number one, it is helps to determine the factor prices. Factor prices. You get my point? It helps to determine the factor prices. It helps to it also helps to identify the real economic value, economic real cost. Okay. Then third is, it helps to take us important decisions, helps to take us decisions regarding production. Decisions regarding production. And the last one is, it is very helpful because by knowing the opportunity cost, we can know what are the priorities, what are the national priorities. I'll give you example to know the national priorities. The national priorities. Okay, now you see what is the application of opportunity cost. What is opportunity cost? Opportunity cost is your second best alternative, where I gave you an example that sometimes we have to forego a particular commodity for the sake of other. That means what I gave you example, suppose a farmer is having a piece of land and he is making a calculation that whether to grow rice or wheat over there. But he finds that growing wheat in the particular piece of land will fetch him more profit, or he can produce more amount of wheat as compared to rice. So this is how he is trying to make application of the opportunity cost. So opportunity cost helps us to determine the factor price. Okay. Second, it helps us to identify the real cost of production, helps to take us a decision regarding production, like it helps us to decide which alternative goods could be produced, which will be more profitable for the farm, how much profit the farm can incur, suppose it is producing a particular commodity or service. So these kind of decisions can be taken with the help of opportunity cost. And the last one is to know the national priorities. Now what happens? There are certain goods in the market which are demanded, like for example in the rainy season you will see which goods are more in demand, either the raincoat or umbrella. Or now you see in the pandemic situation when we are all fighting against the disease corona, now what is most in demand is your mask, gloves, then your sanitizers. So these are more demand in the market. So once you know that what is the priority at the particular situation, what is the national priority, like now the priorities of manufacturing, suppose you are into manufacturing masks, you can make good business, or suppose you are into manufacturing of sanitizers, okay, then you can also have a good profit. Or if you are into a business to manufacture gloves or the aprons which the doctors are using, so what will happen, your business will be flourishing because these particular things are highly in demand in the market. So sometimes the opportunity cost also helps you to make an analysis or to identify that which particular goods or services are now at the priority level or at the national priority. So you first try to identify what are the goods that are at the priority level, and then you can make changes or you can fine tune your business production towards that. Like I told you, suppose as mask is the most demanded thing now. So if you produce mask or you are into manufacturing mask, or suppose you take for example sanitizer. Suppose you are manufacturing good quality of sanitizer, that will help you very much in the market because it will be high in demand, you can have produce more and you will have better profit. So that is the application of your opportunity cost. I hope it is clear. Okay, next we will move towards the another concept of cost, that is your private cost and social cost. Okay, so next is your private cost and social cost. Okay, so next we will discuss about your private cost and social cost. Now what is private cost? Private cost is the amount of expenditure or amount of money incurred by an entrepreneur or by a individual person in a private sector. So private cost is what? The amount of expenditure incurred, okay, incurred by a private entrepreneur for his business. Okay, so when we are saying private cost means private cost is actually the amount of money invested or the expenditure made by a private individual or a private entrepreneur to run his business establishment or to run his production. Now, why we call this private? Because the money invested by a private individual and he is investing his own money or he is investing money at his own level to establish or to grow the business activity. Okay, now we have another concept is social cost. Now I will give you an example. Suppose next is the social cost. I will give you an example and it will be more clear. Now suppose there is a private company here manufacturing fertilizers. Suppose we consider a private company, okay, let the company be ABC. Okay, this company is manufacturing fertilizers. But what happens, this company is the output or the waste product, you can say waste product here is, during the process of production their waste product is a particular chemical. Okay, now what happens, ABC is a company which is into manufacturing of fertilizers, and during the process of manufacturing of fertilizers there is a waste production, that is some chemicals are coming out or some chemical products are emitting during the process of production. So what happens, these chemicals are being sometimes not treated properly and they are left over in the barren land or in the river or water, or sometimes what happens, these strong chemical gases are left in the open air without being treated. Now what happens? This kind of spread of this chemical either in the form of water, in the water body or in the air, causes some kind of disastrous or some kind of hamper to the people who are living in the society. For example, if this particular chemical is very bad for inhaling, or this chemical is having some strong kind of chemical combination which is again not suitable for inhaling, then what will happen there? It will be adversely affecting the people who are staying in the society. Okay, so what will happen is, that means what? This company ABC is looking only after its profit and production, but at the same time it is damaging or it is spoiling the environment in which the society is there, or in which the people of society is staying. So some kind of damage is being caused. So social cost is that. Social cost is this, when a company causes damage to the society. Okay, social cost is when a company, like I gave you this example, when a company is causing damages, okay, causing damages to the environment or to the society. Okay, now why there is a damage? Because this particular industry is emitting some kind of chemicals, and these chemicals, when they are in open air, okay, when these chemicals are in open air or water bodies, okay, they are very harmful for the people. So what happens? This, when they are harmful to the people, it causes some kind of damage. So your social cost is equal to marginal cost of the productivity and marginal external damage. So some kind of damage is being done here to the people of the society. This is known as the social cost. So therefore nowadays companies are supposed to treat their waste products properly before they are leaving either in water or air. So for this strict action has been taken. But some kind of damage is different. For example, suppose we have a steel plant or we have a chemical factory nearby our town. What will happen? Some kind of chemical will be left in the air, open air. So that particular chemical is likely to be affected to the nearby people. So some kind of uneasiness may happen, or some kind of disease may crop up, or some kind of unhealthy environment may be created, and that is actually known as the social cost. What is social cost then? Social cost is the external damage created by the company for the society. Please remember that. Social cost means the external damage created by the company for the society. So some kind of damage has been done by the private individuals or by the private companies during the process of production. Clear? Okay, now let us move further and let us discuss about the next topic, that is cost. So these are our different types of cost. Like we have discussed money, then we discuss about economic cost, then we discuss about your real cost, then we discuss about your private cost and social cost. So these are some of the categories of cost. Okay, but remember that when we are using the word cost, it is actually an expenditure, or it is actually an investment done by the firm or the company for producing the goods and services. So this is the basic principle or basic understanding of the term cost, which you have to keep in your mind. I hope all the four types of cost is clear to you. Let us now move further. Now next we are going to discuss about cost function. Okay. So give the heading. Now we will discuss about the cost function. Cost function. Is it clear? Okay. Now let us discuss about cost function. Cost function actually is the relationship between the cost of the production and the physical quantity of output. Cost of production. Okay, you can say it is the relationship between cost of production, relationship between cost of production and the quantity of output produced. Therefore, cost of production C is equal to FQ. Okay, C is equal to FQ. So this is your cost function. What is cost function? Cost function actually explains the relationship between cost of production and the quantity or the physical quantity of output. And the quantity of output means here we are talking about the physical quantity. Okay, physical quantity of output. Okay, so therefore we are putting a symbol C is equal to FQ. I get your point? So cost function is nothing but a relationship between cost of production and the quantity of output produced. Is it clear? Now when we are discussing cost production, we have to discuss cost production in two ways. One is the long run cost production and another is short run cost. Okay. Now what is short run cost? Short run cost means when we are talking about the production process, or when we are talking about the process in a where we are discussing about the for a shorter period, means I am talking about the duration. So when we are talking about a shorter duration, it is known as short run cost. When we are talking about a longer duration of, that is a period of time, it is known as long run cost. Are you getting my point? So the cost function which explains the relationship between the cost of production and the physical quantity of the output produced can be very well established or understood, or can be known from two different kind of two different kind of cost function. One cost function is your short run, okay, short run cost, short run cost. This is a short run cost, and another is your long run cost. Okay, now what is the short run cost and long run cost? Short run cost is actually, as I told you, it's for a short duration or a particular period of time, whereas your long run duration is for a longer, that is when the time period is longer. So now let us discuss the relationship between the cost of production and the quantity of physical or the physical quantity of output produced. Okay, now suppose, take for example, first we will discuss the short run cost, then we are going to discuss about the long run cost. Now let us discuss first the short run cost. Okay, I hope the definition is clear. Relationship between the cost of production and the quantity of output produced. Now here we are talking about the physical quantity. Okay, now let us discuss the short run cost first, then we will move to long run cost. Now see, short run cost. Okay, what is short run cost? It is the cost of production in a, as I told you, when we are talking about the relationship between cost of production and the physical quantity of output produced in a shorter period. Like that means we are discussing here cost of production in a shorter period, in a shorter period of time, shorter period of time. Now here we can talk about two important things. One is your fixed variable. Again we can divide into two parts. One is your fixed cost, and we have two tests. One is your fixed cost and is your variable cost. Fixed cost, and here we have variable cost. Got it? So we have fixed cost and variable cost. Now what is fixed cost? Fixed costs are those costs which are not subjected to change, and here the expenditure has to be done. Anyhow it has to be done. Now for example, I will tell you your fixed cost may be land. Land is a fixed, we have already discussed, land is a fixed factor of production which is immobile and cannot move. And one thing is that the expenditure made on land is a fixed cost. It is not a variable, you cannot change. Second most important thing is here which you have to where the cost is 100% necessary is here, for example, paying the salaries to your employees. So whether your organization is running properly or not, whether you are incurring higher profits or not, but you have to pay the salaries of your employees. So your fixed cost is those costs that don't change. So you can put down fixed costs are those costs which cannot change, which don't change. Okay, which don't change. Example is land, okay, expenditure, land expenditure, then salaries of employees, okay. So these two are your fixed costs. Why fixed costs? Because here you cannot change the cost, and in any circumstances you have to bear the cost. That is a fixed cost. And remember one thing, that fixed costs cannot be zero. It cannot be zero at any point of time. Cannot be are those costs which don't change, and cannot be zero means it cannot be zero negative. Cannot be zero or negative. Can you get my point? So now we are discussing about the short run cost. Short run cost means we are here discussing about the relationship between what? The cost of production and the physical quantity of output produced. That is what we are discussing about cost function. Now cost function is again divided in two parts. One is a short run cost and long run cost. When we are saying short run cost, we are talking about the cost of production for a particular period of shorter period of time. Say for 1 year, 6 months, we can say it is a short run cost. But long run cost is when we are talking about a longer period. Now again, your short run cost can be divided in two parts. One is your fixed cost and variable cost. Now fixed costs are what? Fixed costs are those costs which cannot be changed. It cannot be negative or zero. And anyhow, the cost has to be beared over here. You cannot compromise on it. Like land, you have to pay. Whether your machines are working or not, whether your production is happening or not, you have to pay the land rent. Suppose my land rent for per year, every year I am paying 5 lakhs rupees for land. So I have to pay that. Similarly, coming to the salaries of employees, I have to anyhow give the salaries of my employees. That is your fixed cost. Okay. Coming to variable cost is that cost which is where there is change in output. Okay. Variable cost is a changing cost. Okay. You can write this as a changing cost. Okay. It is a changing cost, and if output is increased, the cost will also increase. If output is increased, then the cost will also increase. Is it clear? So if output is, cost will also increase. Like we can give example of like expenditures on raw material. Okay, raw material. Then we can talk about giving wages to the laborers. Okay, so we have two types. One is the short run cost, it is divided into fixed cost, and we have fixed cost and variable cost. Fixed cost, as I told you, are those costs which do not change, cannot be zero negative, like a land expenditure, salary of the employees. But your variable cost means it is subject to like the cost which can be changed in the output quantity, or if the output is increased, then the cost will also increase. For example, I have put that like the expenditures that you do on your raw materials, or giving wages to labor. So here what happens, that if you are adding more cost to your raw material, suppose instead of hiring 10 tons of raw material, now you are hiring 15 tons of raw material. So with your increase in raw material, the output may also increase. So here your variable cost may improve or variable cost may increase with the increase of the investment or with the increase of the cost. Like for example, your raw materials or the wages that you are paying to the workers or to the laborers. Is it clear? So at the end, that what will be the total cost? Here the total cost will be a combination. Total cost will be your fixed cost plus variable cost. Fixed cost plus variable cost. Okay. So fixed cost plus variable cost will be your total cost. Okay. Are you getting my point? This is your total cost. Total cost will include your fixed cost plus variable cost. Now again I will tell you what we have discussed here. In cost function we are discussing about the relationship between the factors of production and the physical quantity of output produced. Now in this, let us discuss how it happens. Like we have two types. One is a short run cost and another is a long run cost. Now your short run cost is again divided into fixed cost and variable cost. Now what is fixed cost? Fixed costs are those costs which don't have or cannot be zero at any point of time. Why? Because the land expenditure you have to give, the salaries of employees also fixed cost. But coming to your variable cost, your variable cost is that cost which can be changed. Like if you increase the variable cost, output may increase. Like if I am hiring or if I am expending more money on my raw materials, or if I am paying more wages to my laborers, the output can be there. Means the physical output or the physical quantity of output can be increased here if I am increasing the cost. So when we talk about the total cost of the firm, we have to include both the fixed cost and variable. So total cost is equal to fixed cost plus your variable cost. Okay. So this is your cost function. Now next we will be discussing about your different cost curves. Okay. Now if you see that, if we put here, your cost curves. Now we have discussed now variable cost, we discuss about total cost, and we discuss about the variable, fixed and total. Please remember, total cost is always your combination of your fixed cost per variable. So if we put in a graph here like this, like we can name as cost curves, if you put here like this in a graph, okay, here we have the output, are you getting the point? And there we have the other axis, we are having the cost. So in a particular graph we can say that cost curve will be like this, like your fixed cost, this is your fixed cost. Fixed cost is always the same, it cannot be changed, as I told you, cannot be changed. But again you have your variable cost, this is your variable cost, and this is your total cost. Okay. So if you see here, your fixed cost is, as I told you, fixed cost is not cost which is not subject to change, you have to do. Variable cost is when you may have more expenditure, or if you invest more, then the cost may also increase. Okay, the output may increase. And the total cost is what? Total cost is a combination of fixed cost plus variable cost. Is it clear? Okay. Now we will take a short break here, and I will be back with some other concepts of cost, like your average fixed cost, then what is average variable cost. So these concepts we will discuss. We will take a short break of 5 minutes and then I will be back. Thank you.